Hi, my name is Howard Montgomery, and I am here at Richfield Heritage Preserve, a beautiful location, and I'm here to tell you about orienteering. So, and I should also say, obviously I'm not doing this alone. All of this is being produced, scripted, directed by Kathy Donches here behind, who told me, don't mention my name, but hey, she's doing this out to get you to come out to this beautiful park and enjoy it. So let's back away. Orienteering. I'm going to dovetail back and forth between orienteering and the park. Orienteering. It is map and compass navigation. Some of you probably went to Scouts, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, and you probably did at least a little orienteering. They brought out the maps and they brought out the compasses. Well, you didn't have to stop there. Orienteering is a global sport. You didn't know this, United States has a sanctioned orienteering team, both for adults and juniors. I'll tell you, we're not quite there with some of the other countries yet, but we're coming. But in Europe, some parts of Asia, you can have orienteering events in which you'll have 1,500 people come out with a map and a compass to want to run around and get lost in the woods. Now, this is a beautiful but smaller park, so it's not likely you're going to get, lost too badly, and certainly you're not going to get beaten by a bear. So hopefully, when we do this orienteering self-serve activity, hopefully you'll come out and give it a try. Okay, how do you get started? Well, I am the president of the Northeastern Ohio Orienteering Club. We have been providing orienteering activities for Northeast Ohioans for 44 years. It's a long time. But only a few kooks I want you to come out and do it too, so I shouldn't call us kooks. We're people who like to get outside and enjoy nature and navigate the way the earliest settlers and Indians did it, using landscape features that we can all see but often ignore. Okay? So that's the premise of how to do this. So for this week, starting Monday, tomorrow, depending on when you see it, I don't know when you actually see this, but Monday the 10th, we will be having a self-serve course here at Richfield Heritage Preserve for you to come out. There's going to be 4 levels of course. Novice course, which has never done it before. When you get our map, you'll look at it, and trust me, some of that will start to be familiar right away. There's going to be a lower intermediate, higher intermediate, and advanced course. Those are orange, we're like karate, white belt, yellow belt, all that till you get to black belt. It's orange, green, and then red. That's the degree of difficulty and distance for the courses. So if you want to try it, back to our club. Go to NEOOC.com and you will find an area where it will mention the Richfield Self-Serve course. Go to the site and you can download the map that you will need to start this course next week. Well, tomorrow. What should I tell you about orienteering okay. So when you get out here, and I'm telling you, this is a beautiful location. So I'm going to segue now back to why we even came out here, because we've only been in the park for, I think this is our 3rd year. So one of our members was a Girl Scout here. She remembered Crowell-Hialeah and said she had so much fun and she had heard that there were efforts to save the camp because it is closed as a Girl Scout camp, and it's always a struggle when you have to pay for land to keep it going and keep it up. And at the time, there was a group that I think they still exist, Friends for Camp Crowell-Hialeah, but they were also trying to start a recreational division in the municipality of Richfield, the Richfield Joint Recreational District, correct? Boom. Okay, she's nodding. She said, I got that right. So we heard about it through this sort of nexus of things. A woman who actually, when she was a camper here, who put in her own permanent orienteering course, some of the remnants of which you can still find here, Corey Ringel knew our friend in the orienteering club. She said, you know, I orienteered there when I was a girl. I think it would be a great place to orienteer. And we came out and we were wowed. This is such a beautiful area with its 2 lakes, with the gentle contours, you know, the rock features in some areas. It is just a great place to come out and orienteer. And for us, many of the parks we go to, there's places where there's steep drops where you can, like, if you don't watch yourself, you could really hurt yourself. This is a very friendly park to orienteer in, okay? But that's how we came to it. But let's get you started. So you've gone to our website and you've downloaded the map, and you'll see on the map there's going to be a clue sheet on one side of it, which is basically the landmarks that you're going to be looking for. You're going to see the map itself, and you're going to see some symbols on the map. You're going to see a triangle, you're going to see single circles, and you're going to see a double circle. Simple, not too difficult. This triangle is your starting point. So when you get here, or when you're planning on coming, you're going to be able to orient on their map, say, I see where the parking lot is. I can tell from just looking at the map. When you get here, you'll see a sign that says public parking. Then you say, okay, I see where the triangle is. It is based on one of these buildings that you can identify on the map. And you'll say, okay, now which direction should I go? You can either do a compass bearing from the parking lot right over there. This should also give you a clue on where it is. Or you can say, just look at the landscape. That's what orienteering is about. Looking at the landscape. You'll see a large building called Gund Hall, and you'll be able to say, well, oh, look, this has 3 wings to it. And the map shows a building with 3 wings to it. Well, if that start is next to that, it should be in this area. So first you need to find a start, and that's, I just told you, it's easy. Then you're going to come over to this signage board, and you're going to see this, just a sheet of paper that's laminated with the start, the triangle symbol representing the start, and if you so choose, you can download an app from an organization called Orienteering. The information about Orienteering is on our website when you go there, so you can get all that information and instructions on how to do that there. But if you choose, you download it to your phone, and you come out and you see that there's a QR code. You've seen these things in the grocery store, you've seen them in retail shops. They put the code on there. And what you can simply do is that you come, you find the start. You'll notice that on your map, there will also be a QR code. And it'll tell you that the QR code is the setup for the entire course that you're going to do. So as you're standing here and orienting yourself, say, okay, my first step is to put in the course that I'm going to do. So I open up my phone, then I come into Orienteering. I don't know if you can see that, okay? And you'll see it'll give you 3 options. A green one that says scan, results, or help. Well, you don't have any results because you haven't started yet. So you just simply hit scan first, and you'll get a scanning window. Go to your map, scan the QR code on your map, and you'll see it upload and tell you you're about to start the Richfield, whether you do the novice course, the orange course, the green, whatever it is. It'll tell you that's what you have. And your next step is you want to start and get on the clock. So you come over. Oh, I just got lost the app for a second. Took a little bit too long. Hang on. Let me go back. All right. So I'm going to go scan. Go to and immediately it just, well, it didn't. It said whoops again. That's never good. I'm going to hit scan. Go to the QR code. I don't know why it's saying whoops, because we did it before. It did it perfectly. Well, I think it's because it's saying I'm still on the clock. That's why, because I'm on the clock for the course that we were going to. I was showing the producer before. All right, so but you would see it and it would start, and what you would get is, hang on, you would see your screen start to show that you're on the clock and it's running. So we've been out here an hour and 8 minutes since we started laying out how we're going to do this. And then you would say, okay, I'm at the start. You would look at your map and you would say, okay, what's my number 1 control? For most of the courses, or a number of the courses, it's going to be number 101. So let's go to 101 if we can. Is that all right? All right. So we are going to go over this thing. So as you're walking around, again, look at your map and then try to just orient yourself and see the various types of topography that's around. Right now we're in a clearing, and on the map you'll see that the clearing is like tan in color. When we get near the trees that we can see through, those areas are either light green or white in color, which means it's easy to pass through those. As you get darker and darker in terms of the things you see on the map, the more difficult it is to get through. When it gets even mid-green, my suggestion to you is don't try to go through it. Because sometimes, particularly in high summer, something that was maybe medium difficulty getting through in the fall or the spring, when the mapper usually makes these maps, is a lot thicker in the summer. Okay, so now we're walking over. We left parking lot area. We now have a large structure next to us. This is Gun Hall. This is the three-winged building you'll see on your map. So you're saying, okay, I'm still heading towards 101, so this is good. All right, what else should I see on the way? Okay, so there's a mix area where it's gonna be mowed and there's gonna be trees. So it's kind of tan and white, dots. You'll see it on your map, trust me. Over to my right, we have a vegetation boundary. So you have tan and white on your map and all green to my right. A vegetation boundary, so you can walk along this vegetation boundary towards 101. 101 is an open shelter, okay? Closed items, shelters are black on the map. Open shelters are gray on the map. We're gonna cut through here, unless the producer says, let's go around. No, okay, we're gonna go through. Oh wait, I see something. There's an open shelter, and you see hanging from it a orange and white flag. We have gotten to 101. I do my thing. I go to scan, get out of there. Oh, stop. Yes. I'm gonna scan. Once I had to go out of it because I want to actually see it happen live. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna once again. 101, flag, and at the bottom, in addition to the QR code, there's a word, endurance. So if you didn't want to use the QR orienteering, you could just, on your map, you'll see a spot where you can actually write in the key word. So for the novice course, there's gonna be 8 keywords, and the first one of them is gonna be endurance. So in this case, I'm doing QR codes. I'm gonna see if I can get it to scan here. Hang on, quit dancing. Come on. Hope it's not too dark over here. Shouldn't be. Oh, there it is. Okay, it went in and it says, well, at 1:13, it logged it in for control point number 1. Okay? And you're gonna do that for the next 7 you're going to look for. And then we're gonna cheat. I'm gonna walk it over to where the end of this thing is. It's really very close to this spot what we're on. But before you move, before you leave to the next thing, again, look at your map, look around. What do you see? Again, we have a partial open area behind us. We see a trail in front of us. Oh, look, there's a bit of a structure over there we can see, and I think there's a second structure back there. And we can also see some topography on the other side of the shelter. And that's what we call that contour. So when you look at your map and you see a lot of the tan lines that run through the map, that is a change of contour. Either it's going up or it's going down. And the mapper will place a contour line On this map, it's going to be 1 of every 5 meters. So for every 5 meters of contour change that we see over there, there'll be 1 contour line. If the lines are really close together, you know it's really steep. If they're really gentle from this end to this end, you know it's 5 meters still, but it's gradually becoming 5 meters as opposed to being really, really hard to get through. All right, so let's cheat and let's go to the end. Over here. So on your map, you're going to see that the end point is a double circle and it's a small structure. Okay, it's a small structure. Wonder what a small structure might be out here. Thinking that it used to be a camp. Small structure. Let's see. Oh, look. Okay, we've gotten back to the main trail in this area. Small structure. Could this be it? You look at your map and you'll say, oh, no. It shows that it's the second small structure, not the first one, it's the second one. So we're going to pass this one, which looks like it was a storage shed. Does my producer see a second small structure? Yes. Okay, she does. Good. And since it's the only one we see, we're like, and we can see that there's a place on our map where there's this fork in the trail, small structure, fork in the trail, that's got to be the one. Okay. Uh-oh, women's restroom. Oh, wait. It says it's on the south side of this thing. Okay. There it is. Boom. So on your map, it even tells you when you get to the end where the actual finish symbol will be located on the small structure. So it's on this side. And I would go through, and since I want to say end now, we're just playing around now. I'm done for the day. Well, I'm not done for the day, but I'm done for this part. Boom. And it ends me. And we only did 2. So, but that'll show you your results. For if I did all 8, there will be a list of all the 8 that we did. It'll be the time it took you to get from the first one to the second one to the third one to the fourth one, and then a total time for how you did overall. If you wanted to, you could then take that and you could upload it to the site to say, I want to record my results with all the other people who did the event for the novice course. Does that make sense? Yes. I hope it does. Yes. Okay, she's nodding. She says that's good. All right. Okay, now I'm going to ask my producer to talk because I'm going to ask her a question.
Okay.
What else do you think people would want to know?
How many years have you been coming here again?
So we've been coming to Heritage Preserve. I think this is our 3rd year. It might be our 4th because I think we might have, no, we started in the spring. So I think this is our 3rd full year.
Okay. And absolutely anyone can do this.
Anyone can do this. I said before that, I probably use the word sport. One of the things that I want people to know, it's an activity, it's a pastime. We have competitive members who, go across the country to go to competitive orienteering events. But the vast majority of the people who are in our club or who participate on a regular basis, and normally have about 1,000 people participate in one of our events during the course of a season, the vast majority are just doing it as a hobby. There used to be a guy that he had been with the club probably since year 2 or 3, and he would come out. At this point, Dick was probably 75, 76, something like that. He'd come out and he'd sign. We could do registration in person, and he'd sign. I say, Dick, which course do you want to do? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm really just going to go out there and do it as a nature walk. And so it's open to anybody. Because the big deal is not how fit you are, it's not how fast you are, it's how well do you read the map? How well do you read the map? If you can navigate well, you can do well. And that's your head, not your legs.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming out and talking with us.
You're quite welcome.
Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.